let's talk about a hero. Marcel Marceau. Marceau. I'm going to go with Marcel. Marcel Marceau. The French Resistance's secret weapon. The mime Marcel. Marcel Marceau saved at least 70 Jewish children from the Nazis through risky border crossings during World War II. And his cousin, George Loinger, saved 350. This is a cool story, and I never heard about it, so check this out. Marcel Marceau was known worldwide as a master of silence. The world-famous mime delighted audiences for decades as Bip, the tragic comic figure who encountered the world without words. But during World War II, his skills as a mime came in handy for another reason. He used them to save Jewish children during the Holocaust. Marceau was recruited to help the French resistance by his cousin, George Loinger, a commander in the secret unit who was part of the Oeuvre des Secours aux Enfants, a Jewish relief group that smuggled Jewish children from occupied France to neutral countries. Loinger, who was credited with saving around 350 children, died on December 28, 2018 at the age of 108. Lived a long life. Awesome. Their mission was to evacuate Jewish children who had been hiding in a French orphanage and get them to the Swiss border, where they would sneak to safety. But traveling with large groups of children was anything but easy. Marceau had a secret weapon, his training as a mime. The kids loved Marcel and felt safe with him, Loinger told the Jewish Telegraph Agency in 2007, after Marceau's death. He had already begun doing performances in the orphanage, where he had met a mime instructor early on. The kids had to appear like they were simply going on vacation to a home near the Swiss border, and Marcel really put them at ease. Marcel, who was Jewish, didn't just use his acting skills to make the kids comfortable. He used them to save their lives. He mimed to keep children quiet as they were escaping. Philip Mora, the son of one of Marceau's resistance comrades, told The Age, "It had nothing to do with show business. He was miming for his life." The actor also posed as a Boy Scout leader to trick the authorities. "I went disguised as a Boy Scout leader and took 24 Jewish kids, also in Scout uniforms, through the forest to the border, where someone else would take them to Switzerland," he recalled in 2002. And when he unexpectedly ran into a group of German soldiers near the end of the war, he pretended he was a member of the French army and demanded they surrender. They all did. All 30 of them. How cool is that? So here's a picture of him. Well, I guess this is a picture of some Jewish children in Paris that were caught by the police before being deported to a camp in 1942. Marceau's exploits were just a few of the daring and creative feats pulled off by the French resistance. The OCE was particularly ingenious. For example, while smuggling children over the border, one resistance fighter realized that Nazis never searched sandwiches that had mayonnaise on them, since the oily condiment might dirty their uniform. As a result, they hid children's ID cards in mayonnaise-smeared sandwiches, and Loinger was able to get Jewish children over the Swiss border by throwing a ball and telling them to retrieve it. Born Marcel Mengel before the war, Marceau saved at least 70 children. In addition to his border-crossing feats, he also forged identity documents to make Jews look younger so they'd be allowed to flee Nazi deportation. After the war, he changed his name and soon skyrocketed to fame as the world's most prominent pantomime artist. People connected to the university of his character, Bip, and his pathos. Part of that sadness stemmed from a very personal loss during the Holocaust. In 1944, Marceau's father, Charles Mengel, was murdered at Auschwitz. "I cried for my father," recalled Marceau in 2002, "but I also cried for the millions of people who died. Destiny permitted me to live. That is why I have to bring hope to people who struggle in this world." And that there he is right there, Marceau in 1950. What a great smile and a great man. I didn't know about this guy. But these are these are people that I want to highlight. People that have done incredible feats, that have saved. They say he saved 70 Jewish children. From who knows what kind of terror and atrocities that they would have had to deal with. But amazing. So I want to shine some more light on these kind of people in my life. So, saving them from actual fascists, and in a world that actually had aggressions, macro aggressions that they were dealing with.